Hey everyone, welcome back. Today we're diving into Splintered. What is it, how does it work, and why it might be exactly what you need in your next project. So, I guess Splintered started as a bit of an experiment. When I was working on a film, I was hammering away at my piano quite heavily, and the case was already quite badly cracked, and it didn't survive. So we kept the soundboard, and I've used the soundboard in a number of films and projects since. And what I've been trying to do is capture various things that I've found are quite cool. So let's dive in. Let's have a look at the interface. Let's listen to some sounds. So it features three different sound types which are controlled by these buttons on the panel. We've got the board itself, which features a range of sounds where we've taken objects and struck the strings on the board to create percussive sounds. Effects, where we've crafted hits, jump scares, risers and downers. And then scapes, where what we've done is taken a bunch of cool sounds that we've made over time with random rhythms, random textured moving things, put them all together to create a kind of textural generator for you to experiment with. So on the keyboard, as you can see, you've got these different colors as well, and that's just to make life simple as to what you can play if you decide to use all three panels at the same time. So the board and scapes are controlled by these green, blue kind of buttons here. On the FX panel, the hits are red, the jump scares are green, the risers are purple, and the downers are yellow. And in order to control the scapes, we're back on this kind of bluey, greeny octave. So let's dive right in. Now, when you load it, it loads in the start here function, which gives you a basic kind of setup on the board. There are snapshots for this library. If you want to install the snapshots, there's instructions on the website, and I'll try and get a video up in the next week or so showing how to do it. So the board. Taking things, hitting things. It loads like this. So it's almost, if you like, in some ways, it's somewhere between dulcimer, harpsichord type thing. So the objects that we've used to hit, and each object has got its own on-off switch and its own volumes. We've got screws. And what I like about that, you get that rattly, that bit of the kind of screw kind of rattling around on there. Plectrum. Quite short, sharp, spiky. We've used our fingers. So again, different timbre. We've used random bits of metal and scrap metals that we found in the bottom of the piano. You get quite a nice metallic resonance at the end of that. Sticks. Quite short and sharp again. And then straws. Paper straws. I mean, they don't get wet doing this, so they survive. There we go. And then on this panel, we've got some functions. We've got attack and release, so you can vary the release of things. So if we turn the release right down on the screws, we can control how much kind of resonating there is afterwards. Then we've got color, which is effectively applying some tape saturation to what we've got going on, and a little bit of flange as well. We've got width, which controls the global stereo width, which is quite nice. I like that. And then intensity, we've got some real hot saturation being added. We've then got delay, and we've got time to adjust the time on the delay. And then we've got reverb. And again, what's great about this is if you're not sure where to start with this as an instrument, we've got some kind of presets here. So let's have a quick look at them. Let's have a look at Gritty. punchy, quite gritty. Might turn the width down a little bit on that next time. Let's have a look at some other ones. Wide pulsar. Does what it says on the tin. Let's look at one more of these. Let's look at... should we try to distort this? And this is what I love about this thing. It's at times unpredictable, chaotic, untamable. You can still hear delays going off in the background. Unpredictable, untamable, and chaos. And that's really what we set out to do with everything we do. So we really like that. Right, I'm going to just get rid of all of this. And let's dive in very quickly to the effects. So, you know, we write a lot of horror scores, thriller scores, stuff like that. So hits and jumps are quite useful to us. And again, we've got the color width, intensity, and reverb. Let's put a bit of reverb on these. So this is really just us striking parts of the soundboard with different things. Hammers, spanners, sticks. So yeah, you can generate some rhythms, craft, you know, crafty stuff. And that's how it's been designed, craft to do, you know, what you need to do. So jump scares wise then, this is us kind of hitting and dragging and scraping, scraping and hitting, just scraping to really create something that rather than just a hit has that more forceful element to it as well. A little bit of tail. And where these get great is if you start adding width, a bit of reverb, maybe some color to them. They really start coming to life at that point. So that's your jump scares. Risers. Let's just have a look at some of them. And then we've taken some of them and processed them into downers as well. And again, in the snapshots, there's a couple of extreme hits. Let's just go have a look at them. You get the idea. There's some snapshots there. Cool. Right. I'm going to turn this stuff off and let's dive into what I think is my favorite part of what we've done here, which is the scapes. So what we've done, a bunch of scrapes we've recorded like this. Again, various different pictures, materials, and then what we've done is reversed some of those. So you get your reverses. Which creates a whole nother new texture. Then you've got movements which are more kind of rhythmic but random phrases that we've kind of put in. So random little strikes, taps, scrapes, things like that all over the place. Then we've got strikes, which is literally what it says on the tin. It is a strike, but over time more strikes are added. And then we've got the ebow, which is exactly what it says. It's an ebow in case you want that in there as well. And then we've got this process layer where we've taken various bits of these, run them through a bunch of processing to get these. Now, these are all randomly spread out across the keyboard, and that's what makes this work. So when we go in and we pick one, let's take haunted movements, for example. You can see it's preset. If I hit a key, I've now got something quite organic to play around with. And I think the beauty of this is, depending on where you go on the keyboard, it's different. And where it really starts becoming interesting, if you decided to program some CC onto these various layers as well, you could then have, make them ultimately evolving however you wanted. So you haven't just got to necessarily rely on the randomness that we've generated in there. You could have these bits coming in and out, change things, all those kind of things. Let's look at another preset here. Let's try intense. That is quite intense, quite a lot of movement. Subtle movements, I imagine that's a little bit different. And that's what's nice about this instrument. You've got those real extremes, and then you've got stuff like this that's subtle. You've got something that just needs a little bit of underscoring, something a bit different going on. You don't want to have to design something and go write something. You just hit a key on this. And if you don't like exactly what's going on, we can change it up. And I've got something totally different to what I started with. I think my favourite one in the Scapes is my theremin is broken. You get the idea. This thing, you can do all kinds of stuff with it. It's versatile, it's changeable, you can add things in, take them away, mix it all together. And you've got some other ones here. Let's have a look at Scrape and Move. It's just a super useful tool that you can do a lot with, whether that's using the board bit to craft something intricate that sounds a bit different, that's got something fresh to it, it's not quite a piano, it's not quite something else, whether it's you want to add some really gnarly hits and jump scares, or whether it's just you want to build a textural environment that is changing, that is random, that isn't exactly what you think it's going to be. Have a little listen to this track, of the tracks that are on the page. I've been using this in a couple of projects recently, so there's a couple of tracks there that you can have a listen to on the website that show it being used in context. I'm using it quite heavily in Warren Dudley's new film, Mother Mary, because it's just a great tool that does what it says on the tin. So that's Splintered in a nutshell. Whether you want cinematic, experimental, or just some unusual textures for underscoring or some really gnarly jump scares, you're going to love it and you're going to want to put it in your projects. Grab it now on the web store. As we've just launched, it's on special offer, obviously. after April. After May 2025, it won't be on that special anymore. So grab it while you can, and I'll catch you on the next one.